Hello everyone, welcome back to BioRoots. Today we are going to start our first biology chapter, that is life processes. So let's start the chapter without wasting any time. Okay, so in life processes we are going to learn about 11 organ systems, and we are going to learn about how the main four organ systems work together to perform the maintenance job. So, as we all know, the most common four organ systems are digestive system, circulatory system, excretory system, and respiratory system. So, we are going to do a comparative study between the human organ systems and plant organ system. So, to run all these systems, we need energy, which is extracted by digestive system and respiratory system. So, जैसे ही ये energy हमारे पास produce होती है, so it should be transported from one organ system to another organ system, or we can simply say it should be transported to each and every cell. So that work is done by circulatory system. Then what happens? In each and every cells, various life processes, metabolic processes takes place, and it forms some amount of excretory product in gaseous form, in liquid form, or in solid form. So these excretory material are circulated by blood towards excretory system. So this is how all these systems support each other and they perform the maintenance job. So moving forward, it is given here that so all these four processes come together to make a healthy body. So in this chapter, we are going to do a comparative study between plants and animals, how they perform all these processes. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, nutrition. This is the most common life processes that we have learned up till now, that we all know the food we take inside our body, we extract the nutrients from that food and we use that energy for performing various life processes. Like that only we can define food, that intake of nutrients and its utilization by organisms for energy required for different biological activities. And also I want to include one point, that this energy is also helps in growth of the body and development of each and every organ system. So जितने भी organ system हैं, जैसे ही age बढ़ती जाती है वैसे ही ये organ system भी develop होते जाते हैं, और various life processes करने के लिए ये जो nutrition होता है, nutrition से जो energy हम extract करते हैं, वो energy हम यहाँ पे use करते हैं. Okay, so there are two types of organisms on the basis of mode of nutrition. So as we all know, there are two types of organisms. First are autotrophic organisms and second are heterotrophic organisms. Autotrophic organisms are those which can produce their food by their own with the process of photosynthesis. So let's define the process of autotrophic nutrition. So what is autotrophic nutrition? Simply we can say that the type of nutrition in which the organism can synthesize their own food material from simple inorganic materials like water, carbon dioxide, and minerals in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, of course. Okay, so for example, green plants, blue green algae, these are the most common examples of autotrophic nutrition. Then what is heterotrophic nutrition? The type of nutrition in which organisms depend upon other organisms for food to survive. That type of nutrition is known as heterotrophic nutrition. For example, animals and human beings. So autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition are the two main types of nutrition. Okay, autotrophic nutrition में क्या होगा? So that organism is able to produce their own food by the process of photosynthesis, and for that it utilizes the simple inorganic materials like water, carbon dioxide, and minerals, okay, in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Heterotrophic nutrition में क्या होगा? Heterotrophic nutrition में they don't have chlorophyll in their body, so they are unable to perform the process of photosynthesis, so they are totally dependent on the producers, the autotrophs, which are able to produce the food, okay. So one by one, let's learn about these nutrition types of nutrition. First of all, autotrophic nutrition. Auto means self and trophy means nourishing. So the organism which are able to self nourish themselves are known as autotrophs. Okay, so let's see what raw materials they require. Okay, the plant uses the simple inorganic materials like water, carbon dioxide, mineral salts for making their food in presence of sunlight. Okay, so simply we can define photosynthesis as the process of conversion of light energy into chemical energy by the green parts of the plants. So chemical energy क्यों कह रहे हैं हम यहाँ पे? कोई भी सब्सटेंस जिसे हम केमिकली एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं या जिसका केमिकल फॉर्मूला प्रेजेंट होता है, ऐसे सब्सटेंसेस को हम केमिकल कह सकते हैं. सो यहाँ पे फोटोसिंथेसिस में हम क्या प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं? ग्लूकोज प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं. सो ग्लूकोज इज नथिंग बट अ केमिकल एंड दैट केमिकल इज used in our body for performing various functions. So during photosynthesis, what is happening? The sun is giving us the light energy, and that light energy we are converting into chemical energy. Okay, so what happens exactly? Chlorophyll has that ability to trap the sunlight. ओके, तो ये सनलाइट जो होती है ये ट्रैप हो जाती है, एंड दैट energy is used by plant for producing glucose. During photosynthesis, plants trap the sunlight with the help of green pigment known as chlorophyll. Okay, so the chlorophyll plays very important role in photosynthesis. Let's see what it means by chemical energy that we are talking about. As I have told you that the process of photosynthesis gives the product glucose, which is known as the energy provider. This energy is used by plants and known as chemical energy. So this chemical energy is providing us the energy for performing various functions, and this glucose has its own chemical formula. That's why we are calling it chemical. Okay, so following is the reaction for photosynthesis. So बचपन से हमने ये reaction रट ली है कि 6CO2 plus 12H2O in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll gives rise to C6H12O6, which is nothing but glucose and oxygen. Okay, सो अगेन ये जो रिएक्शन है ये आपको अच्छे से लर्न करनी है, एंड द 3 स्टेप्स ऑफ फोटोसिंथेसिस आल्सो इट विल बी देयर इन योर पेपर फॉर 3 marks, because this is the most common and favorite question of CBSE. So they will take this question for your question paper. So one by one we will learn the steps of photosynthesis. Step 1, absorption of sunlight by chlorophyll. Easy hai, absorption of sunlight by chlorophyll. Step 2, conversion of light energy into chemical energy and splitting of water molecule and production of hydrogen molecule. So यहाँ पे simply क्या हो रहा है? कन्वर्जन ऑफ लाइट एनर्जी इनटू केमिकल एनर्जी करने के लिए सबसे पहले जो वाटर मॉलिक्यूल है वो स्प्लिट हो जाएगा, उसमें से जो हाइड्रोजन है वो अलग हो जाएगा. सो ये जो हाइड्रोजन है वो कहाँ ऐड हो जाएगा? कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड के साथ, एंड दैट फॉर्म्स ग्लूकोज. सो और एक बार रिवाइज कर लेते हैं. एब्सॉर्प्शन ऑफ सनलाइट बाय क्लोरोफिल, कन्वर्जन ऑफ लाइट एनर्जी इनटू केमिकल एनर्जी एंड स्प्लिटिंग ऑफ वाटर मॉलिक्यूल एंड प्रोडक्शन ऑफ हाइड्रोजन. ये जो हाइड्रोजन प्रोड्यूस हुआ है वो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड के साथ कंबाइन होगा एंड ग्लूकोज फॉर्म करेगा. Glucose is a carbohydrate which is main energy source for plants. So I hope you all know what is the meaning of carbohydrate. Carbohydrates are the compound which are made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So raw materials required for photosynthesis, we have discussed chlorophyll, sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water. So one point is there which we have to discuss, that as the carbon dioxide from the respiration is not enough, so the plant acquires the required amount of carbon dioxide from the stomatal openings. So what is stomata? Stomata are the tiny pores which are present on surface of leaves and which performs the function of exchange of gases and transpiration also. So like that, the required amount of carbon dioxide is also taken inside the plant by these stomatal openings. Okay, so stomatal openings plays very important role in gas exchange in plants. So water provides hydrogen for reduction, facilitates release of electron. This electron provides energy. Okay, so here the stomata is present. Here stomata is closed and here stomata is open. Okay, what happens when the guard cells, these two are guard cells, they get turgid or swollen, the stomata gets opened like this. Here this is the opening, and when they are shrunken or flaccid, this opening is closed. Okay, and here you can observe the splitting of water molecule. What happens exactly? So two hydrogen atoms are there, two electrons are there, and one nascent oxygen is there. So in this we have learned about the process of photosynthesis, the steps of photosynthesis, and which product is formed during photosynthesis. Moving forward, let's discuss the heterotrophic nutrition. As we have seen that heterotrophs are depending on other plants or other animals for the production of energy, the animals are divided on the basis of mode of breakdown of food by the organism. Saprophytic nutrition, this occurs in yeast, mushroom, bread molds like organisms, and this organism feeds upon dead and decaying matter and break the food outside the body and absorb it. सो सैप्रोफाइटिक न्यूट्रिशन जो होता है, इसमें ये जो ऑर्गेनिज्म है इनमें वेल डेवलप्ड डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम नहीं होती है. मोस्ट ऑफ द माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स इस मोड का यूज करते हैं सैप्रोफाइटिक न्यूट्रिशन का, क्योंकि व्हाट दे डू, जो भी डाइजेस्टिव एंजाइम्स होते हैं वो क्या करेंगे, जो भी डेड एंड डिकेइंग मैटर है उस पर ये डाइजेस्टिव एंजाइम स्प्रेड करेंगे एंड आउटसाइड द बॉडी वो जो फूड है वो डाइजेस्ट करेंगे एंड सिंपली दे विल एब्सॉर्ब इट, क्योंकि इनमें वेल डेवलप्ड डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम नहीं है. ओके, नेक्स्ट जो है होलोजोइक न्यूट्रिशन. वेल डेवलप्ड जो ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं जिनमें वेल डेवलप्ड क्या होती है, वेल डेवलप्ड डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम होती है, वो क्या करेंगे, फूड पूरा का पूरा इंगल्फ करेंगे या इनसाइड बॉडी दे विल टेक एंड दे विल सिंपली डाइजेस्ट दैट विद द हेल्प ऑफ डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम. So this occurs in human beings and other well developed animals. This organism break and digest the food inside their body. Okay, parasitic nutrition, this occurs in organisms like lice, leech, tapeworm. This organism derives food directly from the host body. इनमें भी well developed digestive system नहीं होती है, that's why they are unable to produce their own food material. Symbiotic nutrition, this occurs in organisms like fungi and algae, as they benefits each other in making and supply of food for each other. सिम्बायोटिक न्यूट्रिशन में क्या होगा, अल्गी क्या करेगी, फूड प्रोडक्शन करेगी एंड फंजाई क्या करेगी, मिनरल प्रोडक्शन करेगी एंड मिनरल प्रोवाइड करेगी फंजाई को टू सर्वाइव. ओके, सो द लास्ट पार्ट इन न्यूट्रिशन of what we can say nutrition in unicellular organism, Unicellular organism, the classic example is amoeba. Unicellular organism like amoeba uses only one cell for the digestion of food. Whenever the amoeba comes in contact with food particle, it grabs the food particle and help of pseudopodia, which are finger-like projections, and transfers it into the food vacuole. इस फूड वैक्यूल में क्या होगा, डाइजेस्टिव जूसेस होंगे, डाइजेस्टिव एंजाइम्स होंगे, एंड सिंपली ये जो फूड पार्टिकल होता है वो डाइजेस्ट हो जाता है. In this food vacuole, the food particle is get converted into simple form and waste material is excreted outside through the cell. So यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो, सबसे पहले क्या है, ये अमीबा है, ये फूड पार्टिकल है. ये जो स्ट्रक्चर है सीडोपोडिया, सीडो मीन्स फेक, पोडिया मीन्स लेग लाइक स्ट्रक्चर, हम यहाँ पे बोल सकते हैं. ठीक है, सो सिंपली ये फूड पार्टिकल क्या करेगा, ग्रैब करेगा, ये इनसाइड द बॉडी इसने ग्रैब कर लिया. अब यहाँ पे डाइजेशन होगा, यहाँ पे भी डाइजेशन होगा, एंड आफ्टर कंप्लीट डाइजेशन क्या होगा, जो अननेसेसरी मटेरियल है वो एक्सक्रीट आउट हो जाएगा. सो सिंपली क्या है कि ये जो यूनिसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं, इनमें वेल डेवलप्ड कोई भी ऑर्गन सिस्टम नहीं होती है, टिश्यू नहीं होता है, सिर्फ एक सेल होती है, एंड सिंपली उससे वो क्या करते हैं, तो पूरा का पूरा डाइजेशन कर लेते हैं. सो इस वीडियो में हमने क्या क्या पढ़ा, मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन, व्हाट इज न्यूट्रिशन, एंड various types of nutrition. So I hope you got all the points cleared, and if you have any query you can comment down below. So I hope you are revising and you are studying well. So let's end this session here. Have a nice day and have a nice revision. Thank you so much.